Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh my God, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Okay, fine, you're asleep because you are a normal, functioning member of society who makes good decisions. I hate you a little bit for that right now, honestly. Just kidding, I love you. But listen, I need to leave this voicemail because if I don't say this out loud to another human being, I am going to actually implode. Girl, look at the time stamp on this message. Look at it. Yes, it is 4:45 in the morning. 4:45, and I am not awake because I'm having some romantic, sleepless in Seattle moment. I am not awake because I'm getting an early start on my yoga practice. I am awake because I am a clown. A literal circus clown who has played herself in the most spectacular, avoidable, and idiotic way possible. So get your coffee, or actually don't, because the mere mention of caffeine right now makes me want to weep. And let me tell you how I ruined my entire life over 2 pieces of fruit. It all started around 9:00 p.m. last night. You know that time of night where you're not hungry, but your mouth is just lonely. Yeah, I was feeling peckish, just a little snacky. And you know I've been trying to be good, whatever that means, but the kitchen was calling my name. So I wander in there, and my eyes land on the basket. You know the one. That massive, cellophane-wrapped holiday gift basket that's been sitting on my counter for days. The one from corporate that looks expensive but is actually filled with disappointment. Yeah, I was desperate, so I started eyeing that bag of gourmet savory snack mix. You know the vibe. It's pretzels, those weird little sesame sticks that taste like cardboard, some ambiguous crackers, and nuts that are harder than diamonds. I had opened it a few days ago, right? And let me tell you, it was an experience, and not a good one. It was overly salted, like my tongue is actively shriveling up salted. But last night, in my desperation, I picked up the bag again. I was ready to settle. I was ready to lower my standards. But then, and this is where the drama starts, I looked at the back of the package. Girl, why did I read the label? Why do I do this to myself? Right there, in bold, all caps, aggressive font, it says, contains bioengineered food ingredients. Now, listen, I am not naive. I live in the United States of America. I am fully aware that 99% of what I consume is probably made in a lab by a scientist named Igor. I know that my corn is modified to withstand nuclear winter. I know this. But something about seeing it stamped there, screaming at me in black and white, just gave me the absolute ick. It felt personal. It felt like the bag was threatening me. So I'm standing there holding this bag of salty, bioengineered sesame sticks, and I'm having a moral crisis. I can't eat it. My body is rejecting the vibe, but I also can't throw it away. You know how I am about food waste. The guilt. The crushing guilt of throwing away perfectly good food, even if that food is essentially science fiction gravel, was too much. So I just set the bag back down. It's still there, by the way, sitting on the counter, taunting me. It's inedible, but it's not disposable. It's purgatory in a foil bag, so I'm still hungry. The snack mix is a bust. I needed a plan B. I went digging in the fridge, specifically the produce drawer, aka the drawer where good intentions go to die. And there, nestled in the back, were the survivors. 2 pears. They were also from that same cursed gift basket. I had given most of the other fruit away because, let's be real, who eats 12 pears in 3 days? But these 2 stragglers remained. They looked sad. They looked lonely. They were languishing. And look, I am fairly certain these pears are also bioengineered. They're probably designed to never rot and to glow in the dark. But, and this is key, they didn't have the words stamped on their skin. Ignorance is bliss, babe. If I don't see the label, my brain can just pretend they were plucked from a heritage orchard in the French countryside. That is how my brain works. Don't judge me. But here is the catch. You know I can't eat raw pears. Remember that time we went to brunch and I had that fruit salad and my mouth got all itchy and I thought my throat was closing up? Yeah. Oral allergy syndrome is real and it hates me. I cannot just bite into a raw pear like a horse. I have to cook the histamines out of them or I will die. Okay, maybe not die, but I will be very uncomfortable and I am not about that life. So, being the culinary genius that I apparently think I am at 9:30 p.m. on a weeknight, I decided I was going to poach them. Yes, poached pears. I decided to turn my kitchen into a Michelin-star dessert station. I hopped on Pinterest, found a recipe that looked fancy but easy, and I was ready to go. The recipe called for a poaching liquid: water, sugar, spices, and tea. Specifically, Earl Grey tea. Now pause, I need you to understand that I knew what I was doing. Deep down in the reptilian part of my brain, I know what Earl Grey is. It is black tea. It is bergamot and caffeine, high-octane leaf juice. And you know me. You know that if I even look at a Diet Coke after 4 p.m., I am vibrating until the next sunrise. I am sensitive. I am delicate. My tolerance for caffeine is non-existent. I stood there, holding the tea bags. I looked at the clock. It was pushing 10 p.m. by this point. I thought about the caffeine. I really did. I processed the information. But then my hungry hubris took over. I convinced myself it would be fine. I thought, oh, it's just the poaching liquid. It's not like I'm drinking a double espresso. It's just for flavor. It's aromatic. It's culinary. I was so proud of myself for finding a healthy snack. I was patting myself on the back for using the fruit instead of letting it rot. I was literally thinking, look at me, I am so sustainable. I am so domestic. I am avoiding the bioengineered pretzels. I am a health queen. I brewed the tea. I dissolved the sugar. I peeled the pears. I simmered those bad boys. Can I just say, they smelled amazing. The kitchen smelled like a cozy London fog latte. It was intoxicating. I felt like I was on the Great British Bake Off. I took them out, let them cool slightly, and I ate them. Both halves, every bite. And girl, they were delicious. Warm, sweet, floral, I was in heaven. I went to bed around 11:30 p.m. feeling accomplished. I felt sated. I felt like I had won the night. So why, pray tell, am I leaving you this voicemail at 4:45 in the morning? Could it be that the caffeine hit me like a freight train? Stay tuned for the shocking conclusion. Because the caffeine hit me like a freight train, that's why. I fell asleep for maybe 20 minutes, a little cat nap. And then at midnight, my eyes just snapped open. Ping, wide open, no grogginess, no rolling over to get comfy, just alert. Crystal clear, terrifyingly alert consciousness. I lay there for an hour, staring at the ceiling fan. I counted sheep. I counted my regrets. I tried that military breathing technique where you pretend your limbs are heavy. Nothing. My heart was going thump, thump, thump like a rabbit. By 2:00 a.m., I was angry. I was tossing and turning, tangling myself in the sheets like a burrito from hell. By 3:00 a.m., the anger turned to bargaining. Please, God, if you let me sleep, I will never eat fruit again. I will eat the bioengineered sesame sticks. I will do anything. By 4:00 a.m., I accepted my fate. The Earl Grey had betrayed me. Or rather, I had betrayed myself. I basically mainlined caffeine directly into my bloodstream via a delivery system of warm fruit. And now here we are. It is 4:45 a.m. The birds are starting to chirp, and I want to fight every single one of them. I am wired. I am vibrating. I feel like I could run a marathon or fight a bear, but emotionally, I am a crumbled tissue. And the worst part, the absolute cherry on top of this disaster Sunday, I have to be at work in 5 hours. 5 hours, girl. I have a presentation today. I have to look people in the eye and speak English. I have to operate a computer. And currently my brain feels like it's floating in a bath of electric static. I did this to myself. I knowingly consumed caffeinated food at night because I wanted to feel fancy and not wasteful. I played myself. I played myself so hard. So learn from my tragedy. If you ever see a pear at night, just walk away. Don't poach it. Don't look at it. Just go to sleep hungry. Eat the bioengineered crackers. Just don't do what I did. I'm going to go stare at the wall until my alarm goes off and pretend that I'm resting. Pray for me. Seriously. Light a candle. Okay, love you, bye.